communicate verbally with your husband, your wife, your lover, your partner. Is it kind? Is it the truth? And is it necessary? Now we have gotten that out of the way. Now let's talk about some of the criteria that you need to consider when you're trying to communicate with your spouse, knowing that she's not a psychic and you are not a psychic.
Live from Atlanta, Georgia. Beautiful, wonderfully made by God. Welcome to the Big Show.
The first criteria is you have to listen. Most of the time we don't listen to each other. We are so busy talking at each other that we are not listening. Nobody is hearing what the other person is saying. We have to listen. When you go approach your wife to say, honey, what's wrong? It looks like you're not happy. What's going on? Listen. Don't say it and then as she's telling you, you're watching the TV. Yeah, I understand you. That's not a big deal. Please, it is better you did not ask her than to ask her and not pay attention. Sister, likewise you. It's better you did not ask that man than to ask him and not pay attention to him. Please, the first criteria, listen. Listen. Remember, he's not a psychic. She's not a psychic. If you don't listen, you can't hear what she's saying and you cannot help her. That's number one. Number two, it must be clear. Make sure you say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't beat about the bush. If you don't like the green color, tell him you don't like green color. Don't say, I like green a little bit. It's just that I don't like too much green. I just like the lighter green. Sister, say what you mean and mean what you say. Brother, say what you mean and mean what you say. Don't beat about the bush. Make sure it's clear and it's concise. Make sure the first one you listen, second one is clear. The third one says it must be friendly. Don't talk to your spouse like they are your enemy. Don't talk to them like they are your child. She's not your child. She is your wife. He's not your son. He is your husband. You talk to them friendly. What's going on, sweetie? What is wrong? Since you came back from work, you've been pouting, you've not been smiling like you normally smile. Honey, what's wrong? Did anything happen at your job? Are you okay? And listen when he wants to talk. Don't overtalk him, because most of the problem we have as women, we ask a question, but before the man will come up with the answer, we have finished answering it for him. No, my sister, put a break on it. Let him talk. Remember, listen. Let him talk, listen. Anything you don't understand, tell him to clarify it so that he can make it clear to you. It must be friendly. The fourth one says you must show empathy. Don't gaslight her. When she tells you, I had a bad day today, one of my co-workers was so mean to me, don't tell her, you just a crybaby. What's the big deal? She didn't like what you said. That's not a big deal. Forget that. You're a grown woman. Stop all this. Please don't dismiss her. And when your husband comes to tell you, hey, guess what? That my friend, that my business partner, look at what he did I didn't like. Look at this, look at this. He messed up my business deal. And so you couldn't fight back? Are you not a man? And here you are here whining. Why are you whining like a baby? Why didn't you fight back? My sister, my brother, show some empathy. Put yourself in their position and say, what would I want somebody to tell me if I was in this position? And try as much as possible to tell that to your spouse. Number 5, say, have an open mind. Don't be close-minded. Have an open mind. When she's talking to you, listen, understand, show empathy. Anyone you don't understand, ask her to clarify and have an open mind. And when you're talking to your spouse and he's coming up with suggestions, don't be the woman that says no to everything or the man that says no to everything. Honey, maybe since this girl is always giving you stress at work, why don't you ask your supervisor to maybe move you? No, that is not going to work. Why don't you maybe take your work here? Oh, no, that's not going to work. Why don't you? Oh, no. Guess what? He's going to walk away. Guess what? She's going to walk away. because every suggestion she's giving you, you don't want to hear it. You're closed-minded. Have an open mind. Listen to suggestions. Listen to ideas. Just listen and come up with ideas. Even if it doesn't make any sense to you, tell her, yeah, honey, I think what you're saying, I'll think about it. I will see how it works out for me. I will try that. That will make your partner get more involved and come up with more solution, because he feels validated. He feels that you validated him. He feels like, okay, he's doing something for you. And at the same time, even though you're going to be open-minded to the suggestion, be open-minded to take correction. But honey, that is not the time to start correcting him, because that is another aspect of being open-minded. Some husbands, when their wives are telling them, look at what happened to me, that is the time she will say, well, it's your fault if you didn't do this, if you didn't do the other one. Or the husband is telling the wife something, look at what happened at my work today, and the wife is, well, I think that's your mistake because you laugh too much, because you always do this. My sister, my brother, that is not the time. He that is down needs fear no fall. He is already wounded. She is already wounded. She's pouting. She's crying. That is not the time to heap more on her or heap more on him. It is your fault. You caused this mess. If only you did this. If only you did that. Show empathy. This is not the time for it. And finally, be respectful. Make sure you respect his opinion, her opinion. Make sure you respect her story, her emotions, her feelings. Don't just dismiss her. Don't just say, oh, please, I've had this enough. This is all that was. That's one thing with women. You guys fight too much. You guys do too much. You guys do too much. That is not the time. You have to be respectful. You have to know that now that she's telling you, most women that vent or most men that vent to their spouse, they are not venting because they want you to fix it. That's one thing I want to correct. Most of the time we think she's telling you something because she wants you to go fix it. No, my brother. No, my sister. Sometimes we vent just for a way, an outlet to bring it out. Sometimes that's all we need and we feel better. Sometimes we just need a listening ear and a shoulder to lean on. That's all. We just want to hear, that's okay. Don't worry about those people. You'll do better. Tomorrow will be a better day. That's all we're looking for. Some days we want you to fix it. We want you to give us some suggestions. We want you to give us ideas. Those days, be willing to do that. But let us start keeping each other. Let us start holding each other accountable for our relationship. It takes two to tango. One person is not going to do it. It takes you and your spouse to work at this marriage, to make sure that this marriage is successful, to make sure that you guys are out there, you're cultivating, you're being fruitful, and you're multiplying. You're holding on to this marriage and doing the best you can. My sister, my brother, remember I said that before you communicate, whether verbally, whether non-verbally, the way you communicate is very important. Don't just assume that your spouse can sit where he is and predict what is going on with you. Don't just assume that your wife will look at your face and figure out how your whole day went, or look at your face and know what happened at your job. My brother, my sister, if we are going to have a solid family, we are going to start with communication. Communication has been defined as the mortar that holds a marriage together. Everything, communication is the foundation of the house, is the foundation of every relationship. If I'm not talking to you, you're not talking to me. We are not communicating. We are not telling each other if it's truthful, is it kind, is it necessary. We are not doing that. We are not following all these 6 criteria. Then what exactly are we doing? What exactly? Respect each other and respect each other. Don't dismiss communication. Some of us, when our husband is saying something, we are not paying attention. We are looking at the TV. We are working with our children. We are doing everything. We don't pay attention. And with our husbands, we are watching the TV. We are watching football. We are doing something. You can say, honey, you know what? I'm watching the TV, football. I know men like ball, sports and stuff like that. I'm watching the ball right now. When I finish, can we talk? Make out time when you guys talk in your relationship, where you state how you feel, what you're feeling, what need to be done in the relationship, what we need to do to rebuild the relationship, what we need to do to spice up the marriage, what we need to do and stand as a family. Because when the family wins, the whole country wins. When the family wins, the community wins, the society wins, and the world wins. Because the family is the foundation of the whole world. When we have a solid family, we'll have a solid community, we'll have a solid society, and at the end, we'll have a wonderful world. Remember to give us a thumbs up, share this video, and please remember to subscribe to the channel. Click on the red button and be part of my family. I love, love, love you guys. Remember, you are beautifully and wonderfully made by God. That is why you are unique. You are not a psychic, my unique. We are just human beings trying to love and be loved. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Bye-bye.